Each dawn invites us to awaken to a new opportunity to trust the perfect divine orchestration that governs every moment of our existence. By recognizing that every moment, whether of joy, challenge, or silence, is part of a larger plan, we learn to abandon the need to control the uncontrollable and to surrender to God's wisdom. This surrender strengthens faith and drives us to live with serenity, even when the path is full of uncertainties. In the midst of everyday turmoil, we find in practice of prayer an intimate dialogue with the divine, capable of transforming anxiety into a comforting calm. When we stop to hear the whisper of providence, we realize that each break is a gift that prepares us for spiritual growth. This surrender experience not only renews hope, but also teaches how to value the beauty of each wait, understanding that God's time is perfect and always timely. Confidence in divine time reveals that moments of silence are as significant as great achievements. In every moment of stillness, God teaches that true transformation occurs when we stop fighting the natural flow of life. Thus, the wait is no longer regarded as an emptiness and is seen as a space full of learning, where every second contributes to the construction of a resilient character and based on the faith. To live with confidence is to allow the divine to manifest in the most subtle details of our journey. By recognizing that there is a right time for each achievement, we are invited to embrace each situation with humility and gratitude. This perspective transforms anxiety into lightness, causing each challenge to become an enriching step of our self-knowledge process. Even difficulties gain a tone of learning, boosting us to grow and flourish. Upon learning to trust the divine rhythm, anxiety gives way to renewed hope, and every moment of waiting becomes a seed that, cultivated with prayer, flourishes in life lessons. This transformation is continuous and manifests itself in small gestures of faith, times of contemplation and constant learning that leads us to a fuller existence. Each prayer is actually a decisive step toward a new perspective of life, where the purpose is revealed in a subtle and impactful way. Finally, confidence in divine time presents itself as a daily invitation to deliver our fears and uncertainties into God's hands. By recognizing that the divine operates in every detail of our trajectory, we find that true peace arises when we surrender to its will. This surrender transforms not only our relationship with time, but also the way we experience reality, making room for a journey of faith, purpose, and a renewed celebration of life. The hope, often seen with impatience, reveals a universe of possibilities when viewed with faith and serenity. In every silent interval, there is an invitation to reconnect with the divine and realize that silence is a fertile space for spiritual growth. This is not inactivity, but a conscious pause that allows us to reflect on our yearnings and adjust our hearts to the larger plans of God. During these moments, the practice of prayer becomes an intimate dialogue that transforms anxiety into trust. By slowing and allowing time to flow naturally, we learn to see every second as an opportunity for learning. Quietness becomes a sacred laboratory where every thought and feeling align with the divine purpose. It is in this environment of calm that faith is strengthened and the spirit renews itself, revealing teachings that often go unnoticed in the rush of everyday life. Waiting experience also teaches you how to value small details, those moments of contemplation where the soul finds answers and mind clarity. When we experience these moments with fullness, we find that the absence of immediate action does not mean stagnation, but a preparation for a new phase. The wait is no longer seen as an obstacle and is seen as a time of preparation, in which each challenge becomes an indispensable lesson for personal evolution. Each phase of life, however enigmatic as it may seem, carries a unique purpose that contributes to our spiritual and personal evolution. Even when the immediate sense of an experience runs away from our understanding, we can recognize that each step, whether of joy, challenge, or silence, integrates with a meticulously traced divine plan for our growth. In experiencing the ups and downs of everyday life, we find that the divine orchestra meetings, lessons, and opportunities surprisingly. Each experience, however small, reveals a valuable teaching from the perspective of faith. Thus, moments of doubt and uncertainty become invitations to dive deeper into self-knowledge, helping us to discover often dormant forces and virtues. The practice of prayer becomes an indispensable channel to illuminate these ways. Through it, we are led to a clearer understanding of the signs of the divine, even when the answers seem to be delayed. With each prayer, hope is renewed and the heart opens to see that each obstacle and each achievement are fundamental pieces in the tapestry of our existence. This spiritual connection allows you to transform anxiety and restlessness into acceptance and gratitude. Waiting periods, far from being moments of inertia, constitute a powerful school of self-knowledge and renewal. In the midst of the silence that precedes realization, we are invited to look inside, identify our true needs, and strengthen character. Each time of pause becomes a fertile ground for reflection, where prayer and connection with the divine help to transform challenges into growth opportunities. By learning to embrace waiting with faith, we find that obstacles become steps towards future achievements. This process of transformation does not occur immediately, but gradually unfolds, revealing deep lessons that shape our spirit. In stillness, anxiety dissipates, and the heart finds room for patience and resilience, causing each difficulty faced to become a seed that, nourished by faith, blooms into surprising blessings. In the midst of everyday turbulence, we are often tempted to take control of each situation, believing that it all depends on our hands. However, true peace and renewal emerge when we decide to abandon this need and give our concerns to God. In making this choice, we allow the divine to lead our steps, relieving the weight of fears and uncertainties. Delivery begins with a sincere prayer, an intimate dialogue where each word becomes a gesture of faith. In this meeting with the sacred, we learn that releasing control is not a sign of weakness, but an act of courage and confidence. Each prayer raises the certainty that there is a higher order that governs events, bringing breath and hope even in difficult times. By abandoning the impulse to manage every detail, we make room for divine care to operate miracles in our trajectory. This profound surrender teaches that true inner transformation begins when we recognize our limitation and surrender to the perfect flow of God's time. Thus, the concerns that previously paralyzed dissipate, giving way to a serenity that only faith can provide. Patience reveals itself as an essential virtue for those who want to walk a path of faith and self-knowledge. In the midst of life's challenges and uncertainties, developing patience does not mean waiting passively, but cultivating the ability to trust God's perfect time. This ability teaches us to deal with each obstacle with serenity, transforming moments of uncertainty into opportunities for spiritual growth. By waiting with hope and determination, we find that every difficulty faced is actually a disguised lesson. Patience allows you to absorb the teachings that arise in the breaks of life, showing that the true value of moments is on the journey, not just in the end result. This consciousness transforms waiting periods into fundamental stages for the construction of a resilient character and a deep spirituality. Prayer acts as a refuge and guides during these moments of waiting, filling the heart with tranquility and releasing the mind from anxiety. Each prayer reinforces the idea that transformation processes require time and dedication, and that God's care manifests itself in a subtle and constant way. This connection strengthens faith and offers the confidence needed to face the challenges with a smile and renewed hope. Connecting with the divine through prayer goes beyond reciting words. It is establishing a sincere dialogue with the essence that guides our existence. Each prayer becomes a bridge that unites our dreams and yearnings for supreme wisdom, turning doubts into moments of hope and light. As we surrender to this intimate encounter with God, we find that prayer not only calms the soul, but also reveals ways for deep spiritual growth. As we turn to prayer, we open a sacred space in the heart, where each word and every sigh carry the energy of a renewed faith that drives us to face daily challenges with courage and serenity. This connection makes us feel that, even in the midst of uncertainties, there is care that transcends visible, guiding us to solutions and opportunities often revealed only when we open to the sacred. The constant practice of prayer transforms anxiety into positive energy. When we deliver our fears and expectations, we are awarded the clarity necessary to see beyond the obstacles. This act of delivering our dreams to God's hands is not just a gesture of faith, but an act of courage that invites us to fully trust in the divine plan, converting each challenge into a step towards personal fulfillment and spiritual renewal. At the end of this journey of faith and transformation, we are invited to reflect on each teaching, every moment of waiting, every prayer, and every act of delivery. In the midst of challenges and breaks, we learn to trust God's perfect time, turning anxiety into hope and worries into firm steps towards a life full of purpose, peace, and light. This walk teaches us that every moment, every pause, and each prayer are essential steps in building a full and significant existence. Wake up to the certainty that God's answer is approaching. As we embrace the teachings of faith, patience, and delivery, we find that each challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, and that even in the most difficult times, there is always a divine purpose revealing itself. True inner transformation is not a distant dream, but a reality within the reach of those who are willing to trust and live with gratitude. May this path of self-knowledge and renewal inspire each one to turn challenges into opportunities and to value the beauty of waiting. May we walk with courage, letting prayer and connection with the divine be the foundation of a full and meaningful life. May God's response enlighten our way and lead us to a future full of achievements, where each step is guided by faith, hope, and a love that transcends all explanations.